why now is the best time in history to be a freelance writer. Okay, so let's talk about 3 specific things that you must know about the opportunity today. And the reason I wanted to set up this presentation this way is because it's one thing for me to get up here and label off a bunch of stats and things about the industry and stuff like that. It's a whole other thing for you to really understand each of the things that are happening, because they impact you when you're talking to clients, when you're thinking about the value that you present to yourself or that you present out there. I want you to really feel confident and connected to just how big of an opportunity this is. So the first thing, let's talk about the opportunity itself, that all commerce needs writers. And I start here to show you the expansiveness of the opportunity. When most people think about copywriting, content writing, freelance writing, they already start to think, or if I were to say to you, I'm going to show you how to make a living as a writer, your view tends to be very small and like, well, I could do this. I could write magazine articles. I could go on Upwork and do this thing. I could write for this kind of company. When the reality is, it's like this. It's millions of companies just in the US alone. That's not even going overseas. And there are, I mean, if you just expand out more and more and more, all commerce, everywhere. When I say commerce, I mean money is exchanging hands. People often ask, is this a good writing niche? You tell me. Find out where the money is exchanging hands. Who's buying? Who is selling? That is a niche. And if you can identify enough companies in that space, you have a great niche. So wherever money is being exchanged, and this can be businesses like products, this can be services, everything from professional services. There are 26 plus million professional service providers in the US alone. It's 26 million professionals that you could be writing copy and content, CPAs, veterinarians, lawyers, anyone providing copywriters, anyone providing a professional service. That's one little pocket of opportunity. Then there's everywhere where goods are being exchanged. And we're going to talk about the different kinds of businesses. But basically, if somebody is in business, they're looking to sell something to someone, and they need copy or content. Wait till you see how much they need written in all the variety of opportunities. But they need to be able to have copy that says what their product or service is, right? That's the basic one that we think about. How it actually solves a problem, a need, or a wish, a hope that somebody is having out there. I wish I had a way to fill in the blank, or I wish I could know that my baby is okay when it's sleeping upstairs and I'm sleeping downstairs. Think about like baby monitors. Every product, everything, every problem people have, look around your home. The things that you buy to solve problems, to figure out solutions, to help you get things, those are all potential customers for you. They need copy that shows how it works, that proves how it works, that talks about how it works, how it fulfills, how it solves the problem, how it fulfills the wish. We're going to talk about why it's the best solution or value for the person looking to buy something. So this is, why it's more effective than the other things, or why it works better than the other things, how much it costs, of course, and then how to order it. This little snapshot, though, in this moment in time, if your brain is saying, well, I don't want to write sales copy, I want you to just hold on for a second, because there's tons of opportunities. But at the end of the day, this is the most simplistic form of every business out there needing copy and content that moves someone to have this information. The slides on the screen, the bullets on the screen, they have to be able to have that information in order to decide, is this the product or service for me, and to make a purchase. So every business, everywhere, no matter what they're selling, right? Even your dentist is selling something, has to be in business, has to do that thing, has to succeed at selling, and they cannot do it without you. So let's talk for a second about the types of businesses that are out there. You're going to hear 2 phrases or 2 acronyms. One is B2C, so business to consumer. This is any company of any kind, professional service provider, all the way to large corporate entity that is selling to you and me. We are consumers. You're going to hear B2C used a lot. This can be in the financial sector, health, home and garden, education. Love new mom, because I was a new mom at one point and I have little ones still. I can be back in that space in a heartbeat. All the products and services that new moms buy, food and wine membership, clubs, wineries, drinking, buying wine, wine gadgets, filtrating your wine, opening your wine, all the kinds of wines, auto, sports. Again, if you just think about everything that you're interested in, everything that you've purchased, every problem that you're having, every service provider that you visit, you go to yoga, Pilates, martial arts, you go to the dentist, you go to the accountant, all the things, all of that is business to consumer. The flip side of that, or additional opportunity or huge pocket, is business to business. So in the next slide, so this is basically a company who manufactures or sells product or also provides a service, sells to another business instead of a consumer like you and me. So things like software, accounting software. Our accountant has decided that we need an upgraded software system. They go to a company who sells accounting systems, and their marketing efforts, their copy and the content are very different. You and I might buy QuickBooks at Costco, but for someone putting in a software application to a big company, that requires a whole different set of copy and content, because you're selling to a buyer for a business, not an end user consumer. So the ideas, the features, the things that make them excited or interested in buying a product are going to be very different. Manufacturing, retail store to place, HR services. I mean, all the services that companies need: training, leadership programs, insurance, shipping, training, safety, construction. Just any time where a business is selling to another business, that's what we're going to talk about as B2B. And there's a whole other, not only do a lot of projects fall into both, B2B opens up another whole door of projects that are specifically used on the B2B side of things. And one of the coolest things about B2B is they expect to spend a lot of money. They are not in it to find the cheapest writer. They just want someone who can get it done. They expect professional fees out of the gate, which is always a very nice thing, but we'll talk about B2B as we go. Then there's the hybrid, and that's both B2B and B2C. So some companies sell to consumers and they sell to businesses. Think about a fish tank, right? Fish tanks need to be sold to PetSmart and fish supply stores. That's a business to business transaction. Here's why you're going to want to sell our fish tanks. Your customers are going to want to buy them because they're like this. We provide this kind of transportation. We provide this margin. Our fish tanks come in this packaging. They're going to be selling to the pet stores. They're also going to sell to the consumers. Think about e-commerce online. You search for a fish tank, you come across this fish tank manufacturer who's also selling directly through their own website. Here's why our fish tank is so great. You can fit it in your wall. You don't have to worry about the glass breaking. It's easy to clean, whatever the features might be about the fish tank. So some businesses will actually be both B2B and B2C. Just from that takeaway, what you need to remember is that all commerce, again, to go back to where we started, needs copy and content. Wait till you see how much it is. It's a lot, but every single business out there, if you open a business tomorrow, I'm going to sell whatever. I'm going to offer this professional service. Try not having a website, a newsletter, a way of communicating to attract prospects in, a way of communicating with your customers on an ongoing basis. It would be impossible. Every business needs you. So that is just the general opportunity. And now we're going to dig in and see why now is the best time ever. So that was the same opportunity that presented. I could have given this presentation 5 years ago, and that would have been the opening opportunity number one. Just now we all know it's everything. Any business that you come in contact with from now on could be a potential client in your professional life. Everything you've ever done could be a possible niche for you. Everything that your neighbors buy and do, everything that you've ever been. You know, I'm a mom. I understand education. I like to read. I like to do whatever the things are. Those could be potential niches for me. And we're going to talk about niches, but really open your mind to go, oh my gosh, commerce is everywhere and they can't do a thing without us. So right time, right place, no matter what. That's the opportunity. Now, as I started, I said that ultimately they're all doing some form of selling, right? Because a business is not in business unless they are selling something. So you're having to move them through various stages, right? I'm just getting a 5-minute warning, which is interesting because I've only been talking for 9 minutes, but that's okay. Your job is to move a reader forward through these 4 stages. So the first stage, and this is for my friends who might have raised their hands, and I don't want to sell. That's not really for me. I'm nervous about that. Just remember that no matter what, when it comes, everything you're going to learn about today, at the end of the day, it is about selling. Because at the end of the day, the business needs to sell. If we as writers were to go to a business and say, I like to write, I want to help you, but I don't want to help you sell. Imagine the business is like, that's why we're in business. We have to sell something. But that doesn't mean that you have to write sales copy. This is the opportunity. You're moving somebody from prospect, meaning I'm interested in your products or services, stage 1, You could be writing content. This is, by the way, a tiny little snapshot of the opportunities. Blog posts, free reports, online ads, articles, newsletters, web pages, podcasts, videos, case studies, press releases, white paper, social media, radio, ebooks, webinars, brochures. And that's not even the top, that's not even all of it. It continues to go on. It's crazy. Just content that builds awareness. This problem, you have this problem, the solution exists. That could be all content. Stage 2 might then moves to copy that's linking to what we call a sales page. Lots of other copy there. We're moving from awareness, moving towards the possible purchase. As they move further down what we call the continuum, now they're moving to, okay, I know the company, I know the product, I know that the solution exists. I'm going to move towards maybe making a purchase. Now we're going to get more into sales copy. Here are all the opportunities there. And then finally, somebody buys something. And this is a big opportunity that I want to point out because most writers miss this. In stage 4, retention. They bought something, make sure that they're happy, make sure that they're actually getting the benefit that they sought out when they bought the product to begin with. You can write copy and content just to make people happy. How cool is that, right? Like you don't even have to be near the sale. You can wait till they're already done, sold, and happy, and then keep them happy. So definitely check this out. I've included a link. We're going to give you all of the slides. There's a full copy content continuum, and it goes into more depth into this process. I would like for you to become aware of this process. This is, you might hear it referred to as the customer journey, the buyer journey, but this is something that you will come across again and again as being a copywriter, and something that you should be aware with, because based on where you are writing at any given time, you'll be talking to someone at one of these stages. Either I'm just getting to know you, I'm thinking about your product or service, I'm buying your product or service, I've already bought your product or service, and now I know you, I already like you and trust you, and I would like to keep doing business with you. So definitely put this as a note of something to study afterward. And then finally, the third big thing that you need to know about the opportunity right now, I already actually talked about this, without writers, companies can't sell. Luckily, I've already touched on that point. So the third opportunity is this thing called the leap. Now, if you've been on AWAI for a while, you might already be familiar with this, but if you're brand new to this world, this happened during the pandemic. And we'll give you more insight into this if you want to learn more about it. But the thing you need to know is that this is a graph that is the projection of, this is the trend for US e-commerce, sales that are done online. What ended up, you see the trend going up, right? Which makes sense. Every year, more people were comfortable or sought out purchase options online. The projection for the next, at the end of it, where it jumps up, that's where we should have been 10 years from now. It happened in 90 days. In 90 days, more people went online than in the history of the universe, jumped that high, 10 years of growth in 90 days. More people ever doing business online. So what does that mean for companies? There is a much larger pool of people who are looking for your products and services. You have to have the online presence. You have to have the full copy content continuum to take advantage of this. And just so you know, it never went back and it's never going back. We are now there and still eking upward. This happened in the last year and a half. This is huge for you because every company is scrambling to take advantage of all that opportunity. So this is literally the best time that you could be launching your business as a freelancer. And then finally, before we close out, just one last thing I want to show you, just a little taste of some of the projects that you could be taking on. These are some of the fees. We actually have an annual pricing guide that breaks down 75 of them, but you'll see everything from blog posts, web pages, emails, and we define what they are and show you what you can expect from doing the project. If you have any questions about any project ever, if there's an opportunity to make money, a writing opportunity, there's a really good chance AWAI has a training program on it with one of the best experts in that space. Go to our catalog, read the sales promotion for the training program. 80% of all of our promotions are research driven, which means you will be able to find out what the opportunity is, what you can expect to make, how long it takes, what it looks like, what goes into doing it. It will give you a really great understanding. So you can use our catalog, not just to buy programs, but to do research for yourself on what the opportunities are. But literally 75 projects are listed in our pricing guide. We update it every single year with the pricing ranges of what you can expect out there. But this is just a couple of sample assignments that you might take on as you start your own freelance career.